guys, how's it going? As you can see from all the pumpkins behind me, it is fall. And while it's not quite fall, it almost is. And so Tony talked me into waiting one more week to decorate the house with all the pumpkin stuff. I don't know how he swung that because I'm like a fall nut. But anyways, so we're waiting a week to decorate the house, but I thought I would get a little head start on some of my kind of fall crafts. And I've had this idea in my head, and actually I have a whole like notebook full of just scribbly ideas for these kind of videos that I want to share with you guys. They're really just stuff that we do all the time, but we thought we'd go ahead and start sharing them with you all. So anyways, these like Disney dreaming days or something like that we're calling them, we're not totally sure yet. But basically we just kind of want a way to bring the magic into our lives and into our house when we can't be at the parks all the time. And so I know if you're a Disney fan, you probably feel the same way and you experience that like Disney depression or the Disney blues. And so instead of that, we thought, why not miss Disney, but in a happy way. So if that makes sense. So anyways, today we're gonna do a little craft. If you have been to the parks in September, October, November timeframe, then you have seen the adorable Mickey head wreaths, and I really want one. I am like dying to have one of those in my house, and I have been for years. And this year I decided, why not just try to make one? And so what I did was went and kind of gathered up some supplies that I had around the house, and then also I had to buy a couple of things. But I'm gonna try to do this as inexpensively as possible, and I feel like I can do it. I feel like I can do it fairly well. I'm no Martha Stewart or Joanna Gaines, but I think I can make this pretty darn cute. So yeah, let's find out. Go ahead and cut this pumpkin in half. This is something that you can get like pre-sliced, so it's already just a half of a pumpkin. But unfortunately my Michael's store, my Hobby Lobby store, and all the other craft stores in my area did not have those out. So we're gonna go ahead and slice this guy. Again, it kind of has a natural seam here, so I'm hoping that that's gonna work for me to just slice it right in two. We'll find out. We got it mostly cut open, just the stem area left. I'm actually going to come at it from the inside because I think it's going to be a little bit easier there to just slice right through instead of going like directly through the stem. Let's see. Success. All right, we got him. And so obviously, since I did buy the full piece, I have two of these halves, so I have two craft projects ahead of me. So maybe if this Mickey wreath goes well, I can make another one for a friend or neighbor. And if not, I have another little pumpkin to do a completely different project with. So the next step is to work on our wreath. And like I said, I bought one of these on sale the end of last November-ish for about $2. And then I'm going to repurpose some of these leaves that I have lying around my house and just basically attach them on to give myself a nice leafy wreath. You can buy these already done, ready to go at craft stores, probably even like Walmart and Target. But I'm gonna try to repurpose as much as possible and DIY this thing up. So a couple options for attaching leaves if that's what you're gonna do. One very easy and like probably the most child-friendly way to do it is with pipe cleaners. So if you're doing this craft with a child, this is what I recommend. They aren't too terribly pokey. They're actually really soft on the sides. We all remember them from art class in kindergarten. Basically, you can just take your leaves that you're using, stick your pipe cleaner on there and just kind of wrap it around. And then from there, you can wrap the pipe cleaner around one of these little twigs and just stick the little guy on there. and then just use all of your pipe cleaner material around the back and cut off any excess so that it's not showing. But I guess I like to live life dangerously, and so I'm going to use a hot glue gun. I always burn myself when I use a hot glue gun, no matter how big of a project I'm doing, or even if I just like need to hot glue like 3 little things. Actually, last time we went to Disney World, I had scorched this finger, and this is my finger for getting into the parks, like scan my magic band and do my fingerprint. This is the finger I use, and I basically had no fingerprint that whole trip because I had made some Mickey ears right before the trip and used hot glue to attach them. Anyways, it was a heck of a time. Every time we tried to go into the park, they basically had to reset my fingerprint to my like scorched fingerprint. It was crazy. And then another option that I forgot to mention would be just to get this, I think it's like actually like floral wire. I'm gonna use this for sure for attaching my Mickey head to the wreath in the center, but this would be another good option for actually attaching your leaves and other things. It usually comes in this green color, but I've seen it in like silver and I think gold as well. It's a good option, again, for just attaching small things. You just kind of wrap it around, secure it real tight, and you're good to go. But I'm just a little more comfortable with the glue gun, even though I burned myself. I don't know why I just said I'm more comfortable with it, but I guess I'm more familiar with it, and so fingers be darned, this is what we're doing. All right, so I have all my supplies laid out. I've kind of attached a few little leaves here to kind of get a flow for how it's gonna go. And then I have all of my leaves kind of separated out. There's some kind of off camera over this way that are already in like these little kind of clusters of leaves. And then I obviously have some just individual leaves that I'll have to place. Those will take a while. And then I have some of these real simple little pumpkins and gourds. You can pick these up at pretty much any craft store. I know I've seen them at Walmart and Target as like a vase filler. They're everywhere. And then I also have some like sunflowers and other little fall flowers over this way that I can attach. And I'm basically just gonna try to spread everything out fairly evenly. I'm not worried about it being perfect. Obviously Mickey in the middle is gonna be kind of the center showstopper, and hopefully he looks cute. But I just need to get a nice big thick base of pretty fall colors. I have my Mickey face cut out in foam. I was gonna use like a yellow foam or black so that it really stood out, but I decided to go a little more subtle with just the orange, and I'll see how that looks. I might end up switching it out later, but for now I just cut it out of orange foam because that's what I had out and on me. Yeah, so I think it looks pretty good, fairly Mickey-ish. I'm gonna go ahead and pop him onto the pumpkin, and hopefully it has like kind of a thick shiny outside, so I should be good to use the hot glue on this. It shouldn't like melt it or anything. All right, so I have my 2 main pieces ready to go. Here's my wreath filled with flowers and pumpkins and all sorts of cute fall goodness. It turned out really well, and I'm honestly pretty surprised. Like, I knew it would look good, but I didn't think it would look this like full and luscious, and I think it looks pretty awesome, especially for being a $2 clearance wreath form, and then just honestly leaves and pumpkins and flowers that I had lying around that had fallen off of other wreaths and garlands. So that's exciting, big thumbs up on that. And then here's my Mickey head. His features aren't as like prominent and pronounced as the ones on Main Street, but I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna be good that it's a little bit more subtle. And if once he's on the wreath, I decide I want to swap out the orange foam for yellow on his face features, I can do that. I can just pop the yellow like right over the top. But I think he looks pretty awesome for basically just freehanding all of his little features and stuff. I'm not the most artistic person, like I said, but I think it looks pretty legit. So I'm excited. I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna use to attach my Mickey head to the wreath, but I think I'm gonna just start with trying to use the floral wire. It's really sharp and should be able to pierce through the pumpkin pretty easily. It does have kind of this like thick, hard coating on the outside, but it's very thin. So once you get through that, it's really not a tough material at all. It's even itself is just very, very thin. I was able to cut through it with a kitchen knife super quick. So I think that's what I'm gonna try to do, and just like maybe pierce the holes, I don't know, in like strategically in like the very, very edges so that they aren't really seen. And then if I need to throw more like leaves over it, I can do that to kind of disguise the wire. But yeah, I'm gonna start that now and see how it works. As you can see, I just kind of like pushed and pushed until finally they broke through. It really didn't take too much effort, and so I'm pleasantly surprised with that. I left a lot of extra wire so that I can almost like attach this part to the wreath and have him almost like suspended in the middle. So he'll just kind of be floating, attached at just a few little anchor points. I think that's going to be better than like throwing on a ton of hot glue and hoping that, you know, his edges meet the wreath, because he is just a little bit smaller than the wreath, which is what I wanted. But so that makes it a little bit difficult to attach him onto the actual wreath. So I have these two done, and I'm gonna do the final one right here. I think like, I'm trying to decide if I want to do it like up through the stem or like on two on the sides over here. I think I'm gonna try to do one like kind of just through this portion of the stem so it's not visible at all from the front. I don't know if I can like swing that angle through there though, you know, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to do that now. Success! Yay! Finally. I was trying to do it a little bit higher, but I realized that was a lot more material to go through. And so hopefully this will be a strong enough hold. If not, I can work on doing it farther back. But I think this will be enough material to support it, if that makes sense. So again, just string it about halfway through so you have plenty of material. I'd say I probably have about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet on each end. So it's plenty of material to kind of loop up around the wreath. All right, so then basically you're just gonna turn your wreath and decide which part you want to be the top versus the bottom. I really don't have a preference. So I'm just gonna do it as it is. I'm gonna take my Mickey, put him right here in the middle, and then I'm gonna take one of my strings, put it underneath so that my 2 strings on the top are going around the Mickey, or excuse me, going around the wreath. So now the wreath is within my 2 strings from the one top location. And basically I can just, since it's thin enough, I can just kind of wiggle it through these leaves until it's kind of hidden. And again, I can always attach more leaves if I need it to be even more so hidden. But I'm just going to take it, flip it over, do a real like kind of sloppy attachment at first. I'm going to do like a real loose attachment on each point and then adjust from there. my two ends. The one that is on the front is gonna go around front. And since my wreath is upside down now, so it's gonna go to the bottom. And then the one that is through the very back here, or the inside of the pumpkin head, is gonna go around. They'll meet in the middle, loosely tie them up. And then I'm gonna flip the whole thing over so that I can see my Mickey and know what I need to adjust. All right, and I'm actually gonna pop this up on the wall on a nail so that I can see it a little bit better, because obviously when he's laying down, he wants to like squish to the back, and I want him like nice out front and prominent. So this is already looking awesome, but I need to fine tune things. So I'm gonna pop him up on the wall and fine tune from there. All right, so there he is up on the wall. Like I said, I wanna kind of fine tune him and bring him out. See how his ears are kind of bending. I want him like popped forward a little bit more. So I'm just gonna use my metal wire to kind of force that. So here he is. This is our Mickey pumpkin head wreath. I'm so excited about him. I think he looks absolutely adorable and honestly pretty legit, pretty similar to what you see in the parks. And since we can't be there this year, I'm happy to have a little bit of that fall Disney look at home. I'm glad that I decided to do this weekend. It's been kind of a long time wish dream of mine to do more like DIYs and this type of style video on YouTube. So I'm glad that I kind of took a chance and did it. I think it came out really cute. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And if you're gonna try to make this guy, or you have already, comment below, because I would love to see. So I guess tag me in like Twitter or Instagram if you're doing it. And if you have questions, just let me know. I'm happy to help. Like I said before, this is just kind of the first of many videos like this. I really enjoyed filming it, and I have literally a notebook full of ideas for recipes to try and fun crafts to do throughout the holidays and really throughout the rest of the year. So we're gonna kind of start this more sharing, I guess, sharing of kind of our home life, but also like really our Disney home life, which is the best part. So thank you again for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more like this, because I'm really excited to start sharing more videos like this, and I think this one was a success.